Welcome to another episode of Game Boy Roulette, where we take a look at randomly chosen games from the Game Boy library.
Batman Return of the Joker. I actually gasped when this one came up. I'm pretty sure that Batman has appeared in one way or another on every game console ever. It's an obvious fit. The Caped Crusader made a career out of beating up colorful bad guys, so video games always came calling. In 1991, Batman Return of the Joker hit the NES, oddly enough focusing more on gunplay than Batman's usual punches and kicks. But that doesn't really matter, because the Game Boy version, released several months later, was a completely different game. This one was more of a standard platformer in which Batman must face three villains: Dark Claw, Shogun Warrior, and Foul Ball, before confronting the madman himself, the Joker, who is hiding out in limestone caverns. So how do I know so much about this game? Because I love this game. I had it as a kid and I played it all the time, becoming one of my childhood favorites, and I've replayed it plenty over the years. While I wouldn't call it an all-time favorite, as I think there are other games that have aged far better, it's still a damn solid action platformer game that can be beaten in one quick sitting if you know what you're doing. It's a perfect encapsulation of what makes the Game Boy fun. Solid gameplay, good graphics, and a quick game that's perfect to curl up on the couch and play for an hour or so. An ideal bite-sized gaming session that leaves you feeling happy. Or frustrated because, spoiler alert, this game is tough. The cover is about as perfect as you can get, too, with everyone's favorite clown smiling at us, the Batman symbol showing in his eyes. You know, someone once said that Batman is the least interesting part of anything he's in, and looking at this cover, boy, that is true. Time to showcase an old favorite of mine. Let's have some fun, Bats. It's Batman Return of the Joker. Batman and all related characters are trademarks of DC. I have memorized this screen. Yeah! Batman, Return of the Joker. I played this game so much as a kid. Awesome music, too. Let's do this. Mega Man music. And Mega Man style stage select. Stage 1 is the sewer featuring Dark Claw. Stage 2 is the machine shop featuring the Shogun Warrior. And Stage 3 is the train featuring Foul Ball. Well, let's do Stage 1. The sewers. Yeah. So, Batman looks pretty good in this game. The backgrounds and level design is really good, though. A to jump. B to punch. You can crouch punch. And you can wall jump. And grappling hook by hitting up. Yeah, I'm an expert at this game. Batarangs, I believe you get 10 of them? They hurt enemies from a distance and come back to you. Harsh refill your life. And each level has a weird mechanic. This one has the water. The water damages you if you hit you. See, I told you. God, the music is so good. This water acts as a wall. Ow. This game is short, but it's also very tough. Like, I'm gonna be doing pretty well, but it's only because I have experience with this game. Oh, there's something so satisfying about doing this. It's pretty easy to get a rhythm going and just, like, grappling hook your way through a level. Oh, and Batarangs, they don't do much damage, but they hit twice if they hit coming back. Now, I'm picking up a lot of Batarangs, but you'll see that's actually not the best idea, because some enemies can block Batarangs. Batman can get down. So, we have 5 health now, right? Enemies usually take off 1 to 2 hits of damage, but levels 1 and 2 have a health up. Bam! Now we have 6. So, do you want to see the kind of stuff that makes this game very difficult for newcomers? It happened earlier than I thought. That just falls down and crushes you, unless you stop specifically. And let's go fight Dark Claw, who was, weirdly enough, would become a DC character years later. Kinda. He was an amalgam of Batman and Wolverine during the DC Marvel crossover. He's immune to Batarangs. Yeah, the Batarangs actually make this fight significantly more difficult. So a weird thing is that if you can, like, grappling hook when you've lost all your life, you can technically avoid death if you can swing your way into a heart. It's weird. I've never seen a game do that before. If you get him in just the right spot, you can juggle him infinitely. Let's go to the machine shop. Oh, the machine shop is good music. I'm not entirely sure why the machine shop's boss is the Shogun Warrior, but whatever, game. This game is just so... Once you get a good rhythm of the movement going, it's so satisfying. Also, picking up batarangs, again, Shogun Warrior, immune to batarangs. And so are his flunkies. Oh, shoot. Actually, hang on. Batarangs are going to come in handy in a second, because this stage has a mini-boss. What do you think of when you think of Shogun Warriors? That's right, a tank. This is his only attack. Ow, and I still got hit by it. Okay, the tank's dead. Let's go. I know it feels like I'm breezing through this game, and I kinda am just because I have so much experience, but really, it is a much tougher game than it looks because you need to learn all sorts of, like, tricks in each level and the mechanics. I just know them. So I totally recommend playing this game for yourself if you want more, you know, a more fun experience than just watching me play it. Whoa, oh boy, mistakes. See ya. Okay, can I do this? What? Oh no, mistakes. No! At the very least, I want to show you Shogun Warrior and show you the exploit you can do. All you do is get to Shogun Warrior with at least 2 batarangs. No, not again. Okay, we're good this time. Alright, Shogun Warrior. There he is. Exploits! He's now trapped. He can still hit me if I get close. I think. Oh, maybe he can't. Again, it is not aged quite as well as some other games. You can see there's some weird, you know, difficulty spikes and weird problems. But it's just a ton of fun. And just like in real life, Batman was killed by some random shogun. Ah, nothing like jumping back into an old favorite, especially when it involves punching. It really wasn't a grand revelation to be going back to this game, because like I said, I've played it numerous times over the years, so I already knew what to expect. But specifically going in with a more critical eye, the game has actually aged a bit better than I remember. The controls are nice and tight, completely devoid of any of the awkwardness that a lot of Game Boy platformers had. The levels took advantage of the various gameplay mechanics, and also looked pretty excellent as well. There were a few little hiccups, like parts where it's hard to avoid taking damage, and a pretty steep difficulty curve that gets especially difficult at the very end of the game. But those aren't really major issues, and certainly don't take away from the enjoyment of the game. When it comes down to it, I think the highest praise I can give to this game is that it's an absolutely perfect encapsulation of what made the Game Boy my favorite system ever. It's not a particularly long game, but it still packs a lot of fun into its short runtime. Between each level feeling very different, 4 unique bosses, each stage looking good, and the general fluidity of the gameplay, you have everything you want for a bite-sized platformer. I can't call it the best Game Boy game ever, but I struggle to come up with any way I could improve it. It's exactly the kind of game that turned the Game Boy into such a beloved and surprisingly powerful system, one that is remembered fondly to this day. So it's not the best Game Boy game ever, but I love it, and you should definitely check it out. A pint-sized platformer starring everyone's favorite caped crusader that shows just what the Game Boy is great at. Man, now I want to play through the whole game again. Perhaps another Let's Play is in order. And that's all for another episode of Game Boy Roulette. Make sure to like the video, comment, and subscribe to follow the series as we continue to dig through the Game Boy vault. I'm BrianJ, and I'll see you next time.